Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I have a new Vosteed. Actually, I have a couple new Vosteeds that I'm going to share with you guys and gals today. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I am, of course, because we're making some new knife content and sharing what just came in. Ooh, yeah, and this one comes in the fancy box. There are a lot of Vosteed fans out there, and you know I'm one of them, baby. And ooh, yes, I'm excited because this is one of those ones. Oh, by the way, it comes in a nice case with a little pouch. If you like the little pouchy pouch, or no, patch. That's a patch. That's a pouch. It's a puh. Am I putting enough? Oh yeah, here we go. Are you ready to see this? Look at this. This is, ooh, yeah, it's got the black stonewash blade. This is the Vosteed Thunderbird. You know what I'm talking about. Now, if you've been in the knife community for any length of time at all, you've seen the Thunderbird. Now, I haven't seen this version. Let me wipe this blade off. And if you're a knife nut like me, a knife enthusiast, a knife collector, this is one of those dreamy knives. It sold out, and then it dropped again, and then it sold out, and there were folks that just could not get a hold of this knife. They are back in stock, baby. Look at this. You know what kind of blade steel this is? This is M390 blade steel. Let's see. It says Vosteed on one side. There we go. Look at that. M390. This is a harpoon-shaped blade. It has a compound hollow grind. It has a fuller that matches. Look back here. You have these, I wouldn't call them fullers, but you have a little bit of milling going on. Straight lines that match right down the line with that fuller. And it has some excellent jimping. You can open this knife in every way possible. So if you're a knife nut, a knife enthusiast, and you like to fidget with your knives, or you like to have, maybe you say one day you want to have a button lock, well, you have a button lock, or you have a rear flipper, or you have a front flipper, or you have a reverse flicker, or you have a thumb flicker. This is one of the most fidgetable. If I don't know that you can have any more fidget ways to open a knife. I know that's not the only reason you get a knife, but if you're a knife nut, a knife nerd, a knife enthusiast, and you carry an EDC knife every day, this is one. Ooh, you know what? I'm really digging this black stonewash. This knife overall is 7.73 inches long. It has a 3.25 inch blade, and this one here has the black stonewash finish. And I'll show you a couple here in just a second that have the satin finish. This comes in at around 3.3 ounces. So this is right there in that sweet spot for everyday carry knives. Now let's see. Left and right, up and down. Oh yeah, okay, so this one is absolutely solid and the action is good. Now, you know what I kind of enjoy about this one that I'm not used to is the blade is slowed down a little bit because of that stonewash. I actually like it because whenever I have a button lock, I don't necessarily like a lot of bounce out. Well, I don't care for bounce out at all. Now this one, it's staying in a little bit better because it is slowed down. Now, when I get one out like this, here's a version with the satin blade. Here is a comparison between the two. And you know what? While we have them out, let's get out the QSP Penguin. Because all you other knife nuts out there, you got to remember there's people that this is the first time they've seen modern folding pocket knives. And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that there was something other than gas station knives. But this is the QSP Penguin. You can see it's a longer knife. This is a very nice size knife. I'll show you the action more and the ergos here in just a second. But there's the two different versions. And if you want to see another version while we're doing this, let's do a little bit of this business now. Check that out. Now, I know this is not an optical illusion. Is this blade shorter than these others? Yes, it is. I had no idea. Now, whoa, okay. So this is a new development. Let's see. This one's coming in at about sharpen length, about 3 inches. And then this one is coming in at about 3.12, 3.14. Okay, so I don't know. I didn't know that there was going to be a different length for the blade, but here is the first version that I have compared to the second one. Very, very interesting. I wonder, I don't know. I didn't know that there was a blade length change. And you know what? I may have another special edition over here. And I'm curious if it's going to have this blade length or this blade length. Now these versions, and by the way, they're back on sale. They're back in stock. This version here is an S35VN version. I don't know which ones are all going to be in stock. This is an S35VN, and I believe I have one over here. It's either in 154 cm. I don't know. We'll see the blade steel here in just a second. But getting back to this one, with the slightly shorter blade, I like the action. This one here, See how it comes down a little faster? It drops very fast. That's cool. It's a neat feature, but you can also get bounce out. So I have to kind of not be careful, but if I want to enjoy that close, I have to slow my roll a little bit and let it come down and stick to it and stay in. This one, I like that. It's allowing me to actually give it a little bit of that English, you know, a little bit of that pop that I like. And by the way, my hand is 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. And yes, you know what? Let me double check and make sure the handles, are the handles exactly the same? So the handle on this black version is also a tad shorter. It's hard for you to tell. Let me put these pivot to pivot right next to each other, but the handle on the first version is a little bit longer. And I'm just kind of shocked right now. I had no idea that it was going to be different dimensions, different lengths. So getting back to this knife, it's solid. Of course it has a good lockup because you have that Trek lock in there. You can see, listen. And check this out. Look at this. Oh, it has such good jimping. Yes, yes. And now let's see if there's a difference between the jimping on this one and the jimping on the non-coated. The jimping on the non-coated or the satin one is just a little more grabby, a little more grippy. This one has a little bit of that grip taken off because it is stone washed. But you have the reverse, you have the rear flipper, you have, I can't even remember. Yeah, now see there, it doesn't have the strongest detent in the world. Here's your blade retention. It's not super strong. And using that fuller, that's another way. So you're not shy with any way of opening this knife. And it does have a little bit of that bounce out if I'm not careful. Now I want to get this fourth one out. This will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's get this fourth one out and I want to see if it has a little bit of shorter handle and a little bit shorter blade. Now this is going to look odd because the camera's at a slight angle. So don't count that for exactly how much shorter this is than that original one. But we'll get this fancy case out. Now this one, I don't think these are in stock, but I still wanted to show it because this is a Vosteed Thunderbird video. This is an exclusive and it comes with this fancy case and you get a patch and all this good stuff. And these came from White Mountain Knives. And as soon as I got this, White Mountain Knives was already sold out. I would assume that they're gonna get them again, but this is aluminum. It is not titanium. A lot of times when I'm showing metal finishes on knives on the channel, they end up being titanium. Now look at this. Here's something I'm noticing already is your pocket clip. Here's the pocket clip on my first version. Here's the pocket clip on this one. I really like the wire pocket clip. And you know what? I never even did get to, and here's this version, the orange. I didn't even get to the ergonomics on the new one. The new one doesn't have the wire clip. So there's the clip on the new one. And I know I'm all over the place. Sometimes I really enjoy it when I do that. Now, the ergos are pretty nice. It has chamfered edges. You can see they took off the edges. There's still a little kind of squarish geometry-wise, but they're not sharp in the hand. Now, this one compared to this one. Here, I want to notice something. On this one, I don't have a hot spot in the back of my hand. It might be due to the length of the handle. This one, and by the way, since we're back here, look at that. Nice place for a lanyard hole. This one, that pocket clip is making itself known. This one, I don't feel the pocket clip. It's not bothering me whatsoever. And on this new one, I don't know if it's because it's a little shorter or because the pocket clip is just sticking out a little higher, but that pocket clip's kind of a warm spot in the palm of my hand. I'm really feeling that pocket clip on this newer version. And that's something we'll definitely talk about on the live stream on Friday night. Beez Blades live at the Hive. All right, let's see how this one, see how the action on this White Mountain Knives version goes. It's about exactly the same. I can get that bounce out. I'm not big on the bounce out. That would probably be my only takeaway. And then the ergos on this one, they're about the same. Let's see lengthwise what we're stepping in. Do you smell what we're stepping in? This one is a tad bit longer. Yeah, so this one has that original length. That has the original length blade and a little bit longer handle. So that's very, very interesting. I know I'm spending a lot of time on that. I apologize. No, I don't. Not really. I just noticed something different, and I definitely want to point that out. Maybe you won't. Maybe you like yours, and you're going to get you another one, and you want one that's a different size. This Stonewash version is a tad shorter, and I'm kind of digging it. You know, this one has a longer blade on it. I love the look of the G-Mascus. The red really looks good. The red and black. I believe this is my new favorite versions for the reasons I told you. You can choke up. You have plenty of room up here, plenty of real estate for your hand for really getting in there. I wouldn't call this a heavy use knife. This is an everyday carry knife for someone that enjoys flipping, flicking, and cutting with their knife. And by the way, I know I told you this is a hollow grind. I love me some hollow grind, baby. Now, the ergos on this one, in comparison, I like the ergos on the longer version a tad better. I have a large length or a large width hand. I am feeling that pocket clip. That pocket clip, I don't know why it's not centered. I think that would make a big difference. I'm sure there's a reason for it, keeping it in line just for the aesthetics maybe. I think if that pocket clip was centered a little bit more, it wouldn't be hitting me in the back of my hand. But I don't think folks are going to be doing heavy cutting with this knife. So tell me what you think about them. Here's 4 different versions of the Vosteed Thunderbird. Which one do you have? There's a bunch of versions out there. I'll have links in the description and in the comments where you can check them out. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss what's coming up next on Beez Blades, and you'll get notified before the live stream. We always have a blast at the live stream. Now go watch this video. You're really going to enjoy that. And until I see you again in the lives or the chats or in the comments of this video, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.